past few weekends, I decided to go to Goodwill. I have been meaning to do this all summer, and as summer has come to a close, cleared out 2 weekends to go out to Goodwill and hunt for some books. And so let me just show you a little bit of the footage from those trips. Goodwill number 1 was huge. I literally didn't know where the book section was, and so it took me a while to find it, and I got distracted along the way, but eventually I got back on focus. I'm really mad that I didn't notice this mirror that was like right there on the bottom shelf, because what? That was a cute little mirror. That would have been so cute in my room. I'm distracted now, but there were so many books there, but there were also a lot of people over there, so I definitely did get camera shy. And yeah, so I was just like looking around, and it took me forever to finally find some copies of things that I was looking for, and they had some books on the top shelf. Didn't know that at first. It was a lot of searching. When I got to the second Goodwill, there were a lot of people over in that corner also. So I went and I looked at the movies first. There was quite a good selection, so I picked up a few movies that I was looking for, and eventually I did get to go look around at the books. There weren't as many titles that I was able to get from this store as I was the other one, but they do have a nice little corner for the books, kind of organized by age group, but not really. So it was a lot of hunting, a lot of bending up and down, and yeah, but that was my Goodwill trip. Now the haul. Honestly, the selections at the 2 Goodwills that are closest to me were not the best, but I was still able to find quite a few gems that I am really happy to add to my own personal library collection, and I can't wait to read them and just to own them in general. I think the advantage that a lot of the 2 Goodwills had was that they had more older press versions of books, which I just think is cool in general to have different versions of things. So let's look at what I got. First up, we have The Little Prince. Now this is a story that I've heard about quite a lot over my time of book reading. I also have a friend who read this and she said she cried. I have no idea what's going on here, but I do know that Jimin from BTS, who happens to be one of my biases, he did music video for Serendipity, and there was heavy influence from the visuals of this story and series or something like that. So I feel like I should have read this a really long time ago. It's also really tiny, so I don't think it will take me long to get through it. This was printed in 1959, which I thought was really cool, I guess. But I also just thought that this cover, he looks like a vampire. And I don't know, I thought, why not? I don't know anything about Wuthering Heights, but I will read it one day. One day we will get there. Because I feel like I just hear about this too much and I need to know what it is. Whether I like it or not, I still want to know. You know? There was also a copy of Frankenstein, which I have also been slightly curious to read. I don't know if I would actually end up liking this. But I still want to try. I still want to try. So this is it. This is the cover. It's interesting, but we'll see. Sometimes I just get curious to know what happened in the source material, because it does make a difference. This version of Little Women, it's an abridged version, but I just thought it was really pretty and kind of wanted it. I saw Little Women was the last movie that I saw of 2019. I went to see it on New Year's Eve, and I will always remember that. I loved the movie, like obsessed, and so here we are. I did read the book. It was really good. Not really, really good, like, but it was good. I mean, it wasn't horrible. I mean, so I don't know. This one was just pretty. It's pink. I love pink, so yeah, I like it. I feel like if you know me or you've been on this channel for even a little bit, this will come as no surprise to you that I snatched these up, and that is some copies of Nancy Drew. Oh my gosh, I love Nancy Drew. Nancy is my girl. Of course, I feel like the version of Nancy that I always connected with most in memory from when I read the books when I was younger was more of like the modern it girl take of her, not so much the original, you know, version of her. So I don't know, are they all supposed to be like the same Nancy, or is it like a multiverse of Nancy's? Like, you know, because like it's not like that newer yellow spine, it's like the old one. So I thought that was really, really cool, and I was just like, let me get this. Copyright is 1943, so can I assume this is like one of the original prints of the book? I don't know, I just thought that was really cool, so I decided to pick it up. It's just a random story. I don't have like a personal connection to this one. This is just what they had, and so I went with it. Yay. I also found these two versions of Nancy Drew. They're obviously not from the same collection, but here we are. Next series of things that I picked up, I think, I don't really think I talk about this a lot because I haven't done a video on it, but if you've watched my movie watching things or some vlogs, you would know that I actually really love superhero movies. I do, and one of my favorite superheroes is Spider-Man, and I recently, I feel like one day I'll talk about this in full, but like I always liked Spider-Man. I think Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire's, back in the day, was one of the first superhero films I went to see in theaters with my mom. I think she also took me to see Fantastic Four, but I can't remember. It's like, I feel like that time in my life is like such a blur. Like I remember things, but then there's other things I'm like, what are you talking about? But my mom remembers, that's all that matters. Obviously, I have always liked Tom's version of Peter Parker and also Spider-Man. I really do. And I feel like it really made me have like this newfound love for Spider-Man, where for years I just kind of was very out of tune of it. It's been an onward ride, and I think after No Way Home, which wild enough that that's the moment that I decided, you know what, I'm really gonna commit to the Spider-Man thing. I think Spider-Man is gonna be my guy. A bunch of Spider-Man comics. They are random ones from the 90s. Yes, but I still thought it was really cool, so I decided to grab them. If you have seen other parts of my room, you probably realize I am definitely a collector of things. Like I just collect, that's what I do. To also complete my Spider-Man new obsession, I knew that I needed to get the movies for the OG, okay? So I was on the hunt for all of Tobey's Spider-Man's movies, and this is before I knew they were gonna be on Netflix, and obviously I know there are other means to watch the movies, but I wanted to have physical copy versions of it, okay? Just for shelf and collection purposes. But yeah, so I managed to find all of them between the two Goodwills, and I think that is amazing because how the hell did they know I was coming there to find Spider-Man and then had the Spider-Man movies at both locations that I went to? I think the universe is telling me this is the best idea I've had in a really long time. So yeah, I have all of them. I haven't done a rewatch of them yet, but it definitely is coming. And that is everything that I got for this Goodwill trip. I really want to make a trip to the library and get some library books at some point this fall. Hopefully I can find a weekend to make that happen, but that's about it. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Leave some comments down below. Be sure to subscribe and turn on alerts so you do not miss new videos. I think that is everything. Thank you so much for watching. Bye! Dreams, baby. What can I do when a million